Good day, one and all. My name is Kathy, and welcome to this episode of the Scrap and Crafty Gardener. Today, I'm going to be showing you how to make your own reusable stencil using stencil plastic, using any die that you might have that you want to make a stencil of. I'm going to make my usual 5x7 card, and I'm using this is kind of like a teal blue. I'm really horrible at naming what shade or tone this is, but it's a bright blue that matches this blue Lagoon by GinaK. So if that kind of gives you an idea of what shade. This measures 10 inches by 7 inches. I scored it at the 5-inch mark, folded it, and creased it with my bone folder. And then I cut out a black layer and a white layer. And I used the GinaK Master Layouts 8 for that because the white layer has a nice etched frame, and I like that. But if you don't have that, this black piece measures 4 3/8 by 6 3/8, and the white piece is 4.5 by 6.5, and that's what I'm going to use for my card. And I have already pre-cut my stencil. I chose this postage stamp die that I have, and I have no idea where this came from. I've had it for quite a while, and it cuts out a little piece that is postage stamped. But I took several of them and laid it out on a piece of plastic and cut them all out and made my own postage stamp die. So I'm going to show you how to do that using this star die. And this is from Hero Art's Nesting Stitched Infinity Dies Stars. So I'm going to cut out a template. Now, I bought my paper, I want to say 11 years ago on Amazon, and it comes in this thick, it's a thick stencil plastic. It's a 12 by 12 sheet, and this lasts forever. Originally got it to cut on my Cricut, and I made a large stencil that a lady painted on her fence, but that's neither here nor there. But I cut out a piece here that's 5x7 to fit my 5x7 card. But I had some leftover pieces, and that's what I'm going to show you how to make a stencil. Now, you want to take a piece of paper that you normally make a card front from. I'll say this is a 5x7 piece. And let's set this all aside because we're going to have to cut it out, or I'm going to cut it out, pardon the we. And I'm going to be using my Anna Griffin Empress, and to cut through this thick plastic, you do need your metal shim. But you want to figure out, if you're going to be making a stencil, what you want and how you want your stars to be placed. Now, it wouldn't really make sense to cut out the largest one because that kind of, that little one needs to go back in there. It would take up the whole card front, but you could do that if you wanted. Do one large, and then let's just take all these little stars out. And then you could have some smaller stars. Oh, and that's actually kind of pretty. So let's do that. We're going to cut a large star and one of these stars over here. Put down the metal shim. But I don't think I'm going to do that because I think this large star covers the whole thing. So if I made a smaller, if I made this 4.5 by 6.5, that wouldn't work. So let's go down a size or 2. And we'll do it that way. Yeah, so if we put that in the middle and then have a smaller one over here. And let's go with a smaller, because we can cut out 2 at 1. Now I'll put my metal shim down. Now your metal shim on this machine, they do bend, but they flatten right back out again when you put them in your machine. I haven't found the plate warp on here, but that metal shim does. And I'm going to have to do that again. let's put this. These dies might be a little bit more funky for cutting, thicker than the ones I used. There we go. Yeah, these ones are just a little finer, but you get the idea. This is what I did with the postage stamp dies. You just have to play around with your settings, your machine. Yeah, see, that comes out. It's more like a punch out now. And then you'll just have to trim it up. But that's the idea. You make your own stencil. Should have showed you on the first one I did just to practice. Let's see how what the difference is with the postage stamp dies. And I set them off already. Yeah, oh, they're underneath there. Yeah, they're a thicker line to cut than the very thin line on this die. So that may be the difference. So just play around with them. You might have to add several shims, or your machine might cut through. I'm just going to stick these in here for now, and I'll straighten them up later. I just don't want to lose them. Just play around. And then this can be used over and over again. And I saved, let's see, there's one right there. I saved the inserts just in case I wanted to put them back in and cover it up. Or you could just stencil around that. All right, let's get out the stencil mat. I will get out the stencil mat. I'm trying very hard not to say we all the time, because I'm doing the work, you are watching me. Hopefully. Okay, got my waffle flower grip mat here. This is the 8 by 8 size, which they stopped making. One of my subscribers told me they're making a new 8.5 by 11 that I just might have to get. All right, I'm going to stencil on my white piece here. And I'm just going to figure out where I want to put my design. And I'm going to show you how I add more. Okay. Now I've chosen GinaK's Blue Lagoon, Wild Lilac, and Kraft to make my colors. And I'm going to go with the Blue Lagoon for the center. And let's see, I will use a larger brush at first, but I'm just going to take a piece of scrap paper, and I've got some old invites here just to cover up where I don't want. And I'm going to use a heavy hand on the outside frame, and then just go lighter in the middle. But I also have these little stump brushes that I got on Amazon. I just want to go heavier. I want this frame to be really outlined. I'm not sure why, it's just what my brain is telling me to do. And then I'm just going to brush down. And the one nice thing about GinaK's inks is they do dry back. So what looks really bright and in your face blue now will soften out within about an hour or so. I just want to see how that looks. That doesn't look too bad, but I am going to go just a little heavier on the inside since I went even heavier on the outside. All right, now I want to take this blue, cover that up, and I'm going to take Wild Lilac, and I'm going to try just the smaller blending brush on this area. And then I thought I had a purple one, yeah. I'm just trying to create a frame because I want to stamp inside these images. And then just go a little bit. It looks splotchy now, but I will guarantee you that it doesn't look splotchy when it's all dry. And I'm going to do both of these large ones, medium-sized ones, in this Wild Lilac. And I'm not wiping off before I stamp on purpose, because I want the outside of this to be rich in color. And I'm just gonna use that. Now I'm gonna use the Kraft to do these smaller. Let's put these brushes away. I just have a large brush for the brown colors. I need to get a few more of those small round brushes. All right, and I'm just gonna go up here and do the same on this one. Let's see how that looks. Cool. Now I'm just going to clean this off a little bit, and I'm just going to use a wet wipe for right now, because I want to go in and add some more spots of ink here and there, just to fill in the image a little bit. And then I'm just going to dry that with a dry cloth here. All right, now I'm going to come down here and just put the shape of the Wild Lilac, or the Blue Lagoon. And I'm just going to use what's on my brush to see how much I have here. I need a little bit more. And then just do a little bit of edge. And then I'm going to come up here and do the same. And that one's pretty much going to all be edge, so I'm just going to use this little round brush to, okay, I'll clean off this blue. And then I'm gonna go here, and I'm gonna go up a little higher with the lilac, done with the Blue Lagoon. And lilac. and a little lilac up here. Pardon me. Okay, I think that's it. So we'll just set this aside and I will wash this off. Actually, I'll just clean off right now. You wash this just like normal stencil because this is stencil paper or plastic. Okay. Now I'll just clean off my mat. Let's put all those brushes up in there so that I don't get ink anywhere I don't want it. Okay, put the plastic back on. Now I'm going to do some stamping. Take all these are extra table place cards. I just use those for scratch paper and writing things on. Nothing goes to waste. Now I'm going to put this in here. Now I've picked out several. I've got some butterflies. I have some flowers. I think I want to put the top portion of this in the center here. This is GinaK's All Occasion Flowers. And I just want to stamp the top portion. So I may have to move that up even more. So I'm going to get it where I want it. And then I'm going to use some masking magic strips to mask where I don't want the ink to go. All right, I just need to ink that little portion right there. And I'm going to use the VersaFine Clair in the color Nocturne. And hopefully I get my color to stop. Let's see. Need a little bit over here. Actually, I have a piece of acetate here. I'm going to cut this acetate. Put some over here and some down here over top of that so that I can just not have to stamp that multiple times. Peel that up, peel that up. Peel up the masking magic. Aha. I'm going to save that acetate because I will be stamping others on here. Okay, I'm just going to set these aside and put them back in their envelopes in a little bit. I think it goes with all this. Okay, now, these I have no idea where they came from. These are one of my scrapping friends' stamps. And I thought I would just put like some of this greenery and foliage. Oh, those little flowers would be pretty. And that fits in there. I don't have to mask anything off. And I'm actually going to put the same stamp up here. That's just the perfect size stamp for this. That needs a little bit more ink. Perfect. Just water in a spray bottle or a wet towel will clean your stamps off nicely. All right, now I was hoping one of these butterflies would fit nicely. And these butterflies that I'm going to choose from, that comes from Rubbernecker Stamps. It's called Butterflies 1, and I want to use one of these two little butterflies here, because I think they're going to be the perfect size to fit inside. And just extend a little bit outside of that stamped image. Actually, I'm going to use both of them, one going one way and one coming down the other. Yeah. Okay. A little bit more on this one. Get out your dies. If you want to make your own stencils, you can just make them out of regular cardstock, but it will only be reusable so many times. But if you can get some stencil plastic, it'll last you a long time. All right, now I do, down here, I want to get that, I want to put just a little bit of foliage down there, but not a lot. I think I will use the same flower and just do that. So it looks like it has something in it. Only this is over here more, so we're going to move it over. I'm going to move it over. Well, hello. Okay, doesn't want to stick. I'm just going to temporarily put a little bit of adhesive and see if that helps. Nope. Put you down there. Maybe you're just sticking to the sticky mat, I betcha. Yep. There it is. Okay, clean that off. Well, use a little bit of water here because I have to clean off this mat. Oh, don't want to use that. That's that junk spray that I tried the other day. Which reminds me, I want to show you that the purple one that I did, and I showed you the big hunk of whatever that was. It's still there, hanging from the bottle. Epic fail. But I'm determined to try again this weekend. All right. Oops. That was not a good move. Okay. Now, let's see how this looks on here. Oh, that looks nice. Okay. Let me put this card together. Over there. Get that centered. If I would have remembered I had this stencil plastic a lot sooner than I realized, because I'm just sorting through my crafting stuff now and reorganizing it, and I had forgotten I had things. I would have been making all sorts of stencils, and I probably will from now on. I'll have different stencils, but you can make up your own. I'm just going to take this, once I make sure it's all where I want it to be, set that down for just a minute. That's an acrylic block. I just Mod Podged it and covered it with a napkin. I'm going to get some glue off my hands here. Now, I have already decided this was going to be a birthday card, and I cut out this happy birthday. I have no idea where this one came from. I've had it for so long. And I cut out 4 of them in black and stacked it together. While it's drying, or this is drying down, I have my black Wink of Stella. I thought I did. Yeah, there we go. And I'm just going to cover this with the black Wink of Stella just to give it a little glitter and sheen. It adds just a very subtle touch. And this is what I was trying to make in those bottles, so that I could spray my paper with those shiny mica powders that I have, and just cut it out from that, instead of having to buy these, which are fairly expensive unless I can get them at a scrapbooking convention, and then they usually have them at a discounted price. But I'd like to make my own spray to color my black paper. All right. Yeah. All right, and this should be ready to go. Oh, pardon me for hitting the camera arm. Now, figure out where I want to put this on here. It honestly doesn't go, I don't think. Okay, let's see. Let me grab my happy birthday stamps and see if I have one that will work on there. Actually, I have, let's see. This one is from Practical Publishing. Let's see. I wish this would go, but to my mind, it's going no. Maybe if it had a background. This isn't calling to me either. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put this in my stamping platform, put a piece of acetate down, and I need a clean piece of acetate. So let's clean this, let me clean this one off. And then stamp on it after I get it dry. The cards turned out so pretty that I think that birthday is a little overpowering to it. And it might not need much of a sentiment. I can put it here. Let me try stamping it right there on the acetate, just to see. No, don't like the font. All right, so let me bling this up, and then I will pause to find a sentiment. Actually, I'm going to pause now, find a sentiment, and I will be right back. This will not be disturbed. I am back. I have found this Birthday Wishes. It's the Divinity Designs Birthday Flower of the Month for January, and it has a matching die. So I am going to stamp that on a piece of white scrap paper, which I had some here. I'll make this a little smaller. Okay. Stamp. Let me stamp that out. Birthday Wishes. I think if I put this on a white background, it will look a lot better. Okay, put those up there. Nice. Get rid of that rag. Okay, now I will cut this out. I like to show the process to show you that it doesn't always turn out the way you think it's going to, and it takes a little time sometimes to rethink what you want to do. That's why I don't, once this is filmed, it's filmed. I don't edit my film other than flipping the orientation, because my camera films it this way, so I just have to flip it sideways. Oh, that's nice. Yes, that's nice. My mind is telling me to put it right there. I'm going to pop that up. I have these 1/8 inch foam strips. I'm just going to put a couple on the back here. Sometimes you watch someone's video, like I have been doing for those mica sprays that I've been trying, and they make it look so easy. And then I do it and it comes out a clumped up mess. So I'd like to show you if I get a, pardon me, a clumped up mess. I will pause if it like takes me time to find a sentiment that I want to use. Okay, now I'm going to bling it up. I have picked out a couple of alcohol markers that I think match the colors. I've got blue, B860, it's Indian blue, and V660 blue violet. And I'm just going to color up some sequins here and see what I get. I'll just do a couple to start. That's a little too dark. That's a little too dark blue. Let's see how this one is. But this will probably be too pale. Oh no, that one looks nice. That one is G460 Deep Sky Blue. It's just a pale blue. I'm going to do 4 of those, and then let's see how this purple blue violet looks. Okay, that's nice. And I might not use them. Might use plain silver. Well, cannot locate, oh, no. Oh, there they are. I was looking for my angled tweezers. Okay. And I'm thinking, put one on the butterfly. And then one on that butterfly. One there. One there. One there. Okay, that's fine. I'm going to stop. That's my card for today. Have fun. Get your stamps out, or your stamps. Yeah, you get your stamps out and play. But also, get out your dies and see what you have that you could make your own stencil with to make your design any way you want it to be. That's it for today. I will be back Monday with some new videos and a little bit more straightened up desk. Thank you so much for watching. If you liked the video, give it a thumbs up, or if you didn't, give me a thumbs down. That's okay too. That way I know. Comment if you have any suggestions, hints, or just you like or didn't like the card. And subscribe if you would like to. If not, that's okay also. Have a great rest of your day.